Hey everybody, and welcome back to Vinyl Talk with Tavis. And I'm Tavis. I'm so glad that all of you could join me today. Today is a very special video in which I will be celebrating women with a vinyl tribute. Now here's what I did. I went through all of my different records that I owned that were female artists, and I have so many. And if I spoke about all the different female singers and the records that I own, this video would be too long. So I just chose records with blinded eyes, and this is what I have. I have a stack right here, and I hope this video doesn't run too long. But let me give you some brief history, okay? National Women's History Month was established in 1987, and I didn't know this until recently. So here I am, talking to you about beautiful, wonderful, fantastic female musicians. And as a teacher, I have been spending each day talking to my kids about different female artists in the music industry, and the kids have loved every second of it, okay? And I want to dedicate this video to 3 women who are very important to me, and they are alive and kicking. That would be my mother, Freddie Ann Minner, my sister, Amanda K. Minner, and my sister's daughter, who is the love of our lives. Hold on. I tell you, she is a spark and she's full of energy. Her name is Charisma Ainsley Minner. So, the whole purpose of Women's History Month is to commemorate and to encourage the study, observance, and celebration of the vital role that women have played in American history and how they have catapulted our experiences, whether it be music, science, education, whatever it may be. We take this time, I take this time, and I'm sure you agree. We take this time to honor you and to value you and to appreciate you. Okay, I have so many records. The first person I want to talk about is Billie Holiday. Now, this album is called Lady in Satin. This was the second to last album that she recorded, and her voice in this album is tragically beautiful. She was in her 40s during this time, and of course, we all know the story. She was heavily involved with drugs and alcohol, but you know, that's just the way, c'est la vie. But her voice was not the same as it was in the earlier days of her singing career, but still, there's something beautiful and magical about this album. And I am so glad that I found this here in my local record store in Kansas City called, I think it's Josie's. And I was so glad to pick this up. After this album, she did one that I believe is called The Last Recording. And I have yet to get this, or to get that record. But this one, Lady in Satin, you could tell that her voice was not the same, but she still had rhythmic beauty, and the way that she would manipulate her voice was so relevant and evident in this recording. I'm not sure if it was this recording or her last recording, but it's been said that she had a nurse who would keep her propped up on the stool she was using to record. But this is a fantastic album to own, and I need to get her last recording called simply the last recording. And we celebrate you, Billie Holiday, for the great music and the influence you've had in many singers' lives, including mine. And I love you dearly. I really do. And she passed away at the age of a young 44. And I'm 48. So it's like, man, that's amazing, to think that. Now I'm going to move on. I hope this video doesn't run long. Oh, it may run long. Let me move ahead. This is Chaka Khan. I celebrate and salute Chaka Khan. If you've seen my recent videos, this album I ordered on Discogs and it came from Germany. This album is The Woman I Am. But every album that Chaka Khan does, to me, is worthy to own. If I could own every album she's ever done, I would be extremely happy. Chaka Khan, your voice is like none other. No one can duplicate. No one can replicate Chaka Khan. No one. And I'm so glad to own this, and I celebrate you, Chaka Khan. The Woman I Am. Yes, you are all woman, and we love you. Now, as a music teacher, I do take lots of time to play different kinds of musicals in my classroom, movie musicals. And so this lovely lady, Julie Andrews, she's done fantastic movie musicals, and her voice is just so fantastic for those kinds of things. This is the Mary Poppins album that I acquired, I think maybe this past summer in 2020. And it is a double LP. But of course, my kids, we talk about Mary Poppins and the Sound of Music, of course. Do, a deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself. Fa, a long, long way to run. I'm teaching my kids that song and they love it. So this is from the Mary Poppins soundtrack. I'm glad to own this. Sadly enough, Julie Andrews cannot sing the way she used to, but she has left a legacy that will continue and live on. And so, Julie Andrews, I celebrate you on this video. I really do. I love Mary Poppins. Do you all love Mary Poppins? Oh my God. I love the Sound of Music. Mary Poppins, everything she has done, I just treasure. Now we have Barbra Streisand. People, okay, if you go to a thrift store, you will probably see some kind of Barbra Streisand album, but I celebrate Barbra Streisand today. I celebrate her along with Donna Summer. This album and her album Guilty, produced by the Bee Gees or Barry Gibb. No More Tears. Okay, oh my God, this is a great album. That song alone, No More Tears, Enough is Enough. Enough is enough, I can go on. Okay, let me calm myself down. Let me get to my lower register. Enough is enough, I can go on. I can go on much longer. Enough is enough. Pure disco, pure fun. She wants that man out of her life. We've all been there. Barbara, I love you so much, and I give you much respect. I mean, you came through many genres of music, musicals, disco right here, and she's still recording today. So I thank you and love you, Barbra Streisand. We love you. Now this is a young lady. This is Carrie Underwood. This was given to me by way of BCLT, and it's called The Storyteller. This is a wonderful album by Carrie Underwood. Of course, we know Carrie Underwood from American Idol, and she has went on to become a major superstar in the country and Western music industry. So we celebrate Carrie Underwood. Look, she's gorgeous. I celebrate you. And I love this because it is a double LP. And this was the first time that I had seen a record in which the second side is not playable. Do you see that? It just says storyteller all through the back of it. So there's actually 3 sides of music on here. So Carrie Underwood, keep doing your thing. Carrie Underwood. Now, this is not, everyone, this is not an exhaustive music-related video to women because, again, I can't share every wonderful woman that has influenced my life musically. Now, this, everyone, this is Ella Fitzgerald. This is the first album that actually at the time it was the CD. I went to the library to find some music to teach my children. And I came across this, and this was right after I graduated college. I, of course, had known of Ella Fitzgerald, but when I got this CD in 1997 or 98, when I got this album, when I got the CD, it's just her, Jackie Davis on organ, and Louis Bellson on drums. I'd never heard anything like that. It's just Ella, Jackie, and Louis. One of my favorite, if not my top 5 jazz albums. Beautiful. It's filled with great standards. My favorite is I cried for you. Now it's your turn to cry over me. Every road has its turning. That's one thing that you're learning. I cried for you. What a fool I used to be. Now I have a heart that's a little bit bluer. I found a heart that's a little bit truer. I cried for you. Now it's your turn to cry over me. And then she scats and the organ's playing. It changed my life. And then I just fell madly in love with the rest of her albums. So this is highly recommended. Lady Ella Fitzgerald, I celebrate you today. Okay, the Queen of Soul. To me, this is one of her most beautiful album covers. Jump to it. Look at that. Is it produced by Luther Vandross? Yes. Produced by Luther Vandross. Y'all. Jump, jump, jump to it. 1982. Look at Aretha Franklin on here. Is she not just beautiful? She has that cropped hair. And it's called Jump to It. Y'all remember that? Jump, jump, jump to it. Shabba-doo-bee, shabba-doo-bee, shabba-doo-bee-ba. Shabba-doo-bee-da. And she even scats. Man, Luther Vandross, when he teamed up with Aretha, this album, y'all, at least that song, beautiful. Aretha, Jump to It. Aretha, we celebrate you, the Queen of Soul. Now, this is just random, okay? So now I'm going to gospel music. One of my favorite female gospel singers of all time is Tremaine Hawkins. Now, this is her live album, and it came out in 1990. And I think it is a double LP set on Sparrow Records, a very prominent label for gospel singers. And she teamed back with her husband at the time, Walter Hawkins, who has passed away. Rest in peace, Walter Hawkins. Just beautiful gospel music. They even do a wonderful, they do a medley of songs that she had done in the 70s and early 80s with Walter Hawkins, like, when I think about thee, wait, what's this? How's it go? Oh, Lord. Maybe morn, night, or noon. And then she says, then I will open up my heart. And then she finally says, Jesus Christ is the way. Tremaine Hawkins. My God, I love this woman. When I was a boy, I always said that her voice was electric. It's electric. Oh, my heavens. Okay. Before I show this next album, watch this. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Vinyl Talk with Tavis. And I'm Tavis. Do you see the person with me? This lovely fan. She is, I got so much to say. She is Shirley Jones. If y'all don't know, you better know. Everybody, I'm clapping.
Hey,
yes.
me too.
Yes.
Hey, Tavis. How are you?
Oh, I am doing fine. Welcome to the vinyl community. Are you aware that there is a YouTube community that's called the vinyl community? We talk about the artists that we love, and we go to thrift stores, record stores, we buy on eBay, Discogs, and we show the records that we've purchased. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I when I was recently over in London back in August, and then Cam and I were there in February, actually. That was the last date I did before the country was shut down. It was in London. And they were telling me that the very first Jones Girls album, that album in vinyl sells for anywhere between 80 and 120 pounds, which is about $100 to $110. So, I mean, vinyl is making a huge comeback because there's nothing like the sound of vinyl. I'm telling you, I got a record player for Christmas. I be in there, I keep it in my office, and they bought me the Marvin Gaye What's Going On, and then I got the Hitsville Motown, because I did have a huge vinyl collection, but over time they go, mine is in the house with my ex-husband, which I keep trying to tell Cam to sneak in there and get my vinyl collection.
Yes. I had a chance to interview the incomparable Shirley Jones, the last surviving member of the Jones Girls, and I celebrate Shirley Jones. Now, of course, I think I have almost all of their discography, but this, get as much loving as you can. And here's Shirley, and I'm friends with, I can't believe I can say that I'm friends with Shirley Jones. We talk every now and again on Instagram, and she is so open to her fans. Shirley, thank you so much for that interview, and I celebrate you so dearly. I love you so much, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in concert once this coronavirus is gone. I hope that you will tour again, but her and her son have some great things coming up. They also, Shirley Jones has an unsung episode on TV One that's coming up this year. So you will know about it because I'm going to keep you aware of it. And she's going to be talking about her sisters and how her son Cam is keeping their legacy alive by recreating their music with the hip hop style. Man, I mean, just great hits by these ladies. We have Nights Over Egypt, Get As Much Loving As You Can, You're Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else. That's been sampled. And what's that song that Escape did? They did a cover of the Jones Girls song, Who Can I Run to share this empty space? But I must say, without reservation, that of course the Jones Girls version is better. I have no reservation in saying it. Yes, I said it. You can't beat the original. Jones Girls, Shirley Jones. Respect, love, and honor. I love the Jones Girls. Can't wait to see the unsung episode when it comes on television. Oh my God. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the phenomenal Tina Turner. Everybody. When she came back with this album, The Private Dancer, in 1984. Well, this says 1983. When she came back with this album in her 40s, look at that. She did not come to play. She said, here I am. I'm your private dancer, a dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. I'm your private dancer, dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. We love you, Tina. She's retired and she's living on the high hog. But Tina, you've left a legacy of music and we love you so much. Now, as it relates to education, there is a wonderful woman by the name of Ella Jenkins. And she committed her life to recording songs for children. And I use her music a lot in my classroom and in different workshops that I've done in the past. And this album is simply called Nursery Rhymes, Rhyming and Remembering for Children and for Older Girls and Boys with Special Language Needs. This is such a wonderful and phenomenal album. It has songs like The Muffin Man, Hey Diddle Diddle, Humpty Dumpty, just classic children's nursery rhymes, but it's helpful to children who have language needs. So, Ella Jenkins, we celebrate you on this month, Women's History Month. Thank you for contributing to education with your music and your talent. Then we have the phenomenal Marion Anderson, an opera singer. Let's hear what Alexa has to say. Alexa, who is Marion Anderson?
According to Wikipedia, Marion Anderson was an American contralto. She performed a wide range of music, from opera to spirituals. Anderson performed with renowned orchestras in major concert and recital venues throughout the United States and Europe between 1925 and 1965. Anderson was an important figure in the struggle for African American artists to overcome racial prejudice in the United States during the mid-20th century.
Wow. And I celebrate Marion Anderson. I must move on. Then we have Liza Minnelli. Look at this. This is called Liza with a Z. Yes, I love Liza Minnelli. And I love her mother, Judy Garland. Oh my God, these two albums I cherish. The Wizard of Oz. I remember showing this a few months back, and it is on this beautiful, beautiful red vinyl. So every other year, I show The Wizard of Oz to my kids, and we have a big study about it, and we talk about the different vocabulary that's used, and the story plot, and the music. And so the kids always enjoy this. In fact, one student, she sent me a video that shows a dog that she has. It's a fluffy dog, and she named it Toto. I think she named it Toto, or at least she told me that it looks like Toto, because I showed her this movie and we spent lots of time talking about the music and Judy Garland. And see, Judy Garland is still making a big difference in the lives of children. And this album, Liza Minnelli, Liza with a Z. This is a great album. Look at that. The good old days of music theater. I can't wait when this COVID thing is over. I want to go back to the theater. I want to see these people in concert. Now we have the phenomenal Lena Horne. I was so glad to get this album called The Lady and Her Music, in which she does a fantastic, wonderful concert talking about her past in the movie industry and what she had to go through as a Black woman. Man, this album, and there's also a concert of this album on YouTube. So if you don't own this, I suggest you get it. Watch the YouTube footage. It is phenomenal. Lena Horne, we love you. What is that wonderful song? Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. Lena Horne. Now we're going to move to another genre, which is opera. Well, I found this at a thrift store. And this is the phenomenal Beverly Seals. I taught my children about this the past week. They were, I'm going to take this off. This was at the thrift store like this. But I'm going to take this off. The owner apparently had put this newspaper article in this portion. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off. And I'm going to keep it and put it inside the album. But that's really cool that they did that. But Beverly Seals, a fantastic opera singer. And this album is called Bellini and Donizetti Heroines. And she is known as a wonderful, just her soprano voice is second to none. And so I honor and celebrate Miss Beverly Seals, everyone. Check out her videos on YouTube as well. Okay, now, this is the first crush I ever had. If you followed me, you know I love me some Diana Ross. So yes, Diana Ross, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? I love Diana Ross. She's my first crush of all time when it came to singers. And so, yes, I love her from the rooter to the tutor. Yes, I love me some, and this is this is not my favorite Diana Ross album. My favorite Diana Ross album is simply Diana with Upside Down. Boy, you turn me inside out. Round and round. But I do love this record too. Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Diana, kiss me. Come on, girl, quit playing. I love Diana Ross so much. I remember I saw her in concert a few years ago. Oh, I was in heaven the first time I see her in concert. Okay. And now we're going to move on to some gospel. Oh, we have the Clark sisters, whom I love so much. Oh, man. And their newest album came out right when COVID hit. So they couldn't really, make their rounds and promote it the way they really could have. But the album is just stellar. But this, You Brought the Sunshine, man. The Clark sisters, they are still relevant. People love them. Artists like Mariah Carey and Beyonce, they idolize the vocals of these wonderful women. So we give you much props to the Clark sisters. Awesome gospel group. Now we're going to move on to Dionne Warwick. This is my favorite album by Dionne Warwick. She's had many hits throughout her life, but when she teamed up with the Bee Gees and Barry Gibb and did this record, Heartbreaker, I would run to the radio to hear that introduction. I've got to it and it's hard for me. You've got me crying like I thought I would never be. Love is believing, but you let me down. How can I love you when you ain't around? And hey, Dionne Warwick. And she's starting a YouTube channel in which she's going to be talking to people. So I can't wait to see how that's going to pan out. Dionne Warwick. Yes. Then we have, oh my God, y'all. You've got to love you some Janice Joplin. We've got to give props out to, ooh-wee, Janice Joplin, Pearl. Her last album she did, with Full Tilt Boogie. It came out after her passing. Man, even one of the songs on here is just an instrumental because she was supposed to have done vocals on it, but she had passed before the album came out. So they just kept it as an instrumental and it's still rocking. But I love this album. This is a treasure. Pearl, man, Janice Joplin, I think she had a black woman soul in her body. She sings so soulfully, man. And we have Whitney Houston. Y'all hold on, I'm getting kind of emotional because I do remember when she passed, and to me it seemed like the music stopped when she passed. I'm just having a moment of silence. One of the most fantastic modern voices from the 80s, with R&B and pop all involved. I mean, her voice is just phenomenal. If you look at her YouTube videos and her concert footage, the things she could do with her voice, I can't get over it still. It's hard to believe that she has passed away, but she left a discography that is second to none. And this is her release called Whitney, with oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Whitney Houston, we celebrate you. Thank you for your music, your talent, your voice, the voice. And of course, I can't sing nothing like the woman, but my God. I wanted to let you know that my phone cut off on me and I can no longer make long videos. So I want to end by saying I appreciate all the fantastic women who have given of themselves through their talent and their great musical ability. You've inspired me so much. I can say that without a doubt. And I appreciate you so much. And let's keep this thread going. Let's make it a thread. And let's talk about the wonderful women who have impacted your life musically. So, as always, with music, be inspired and stay inspired.